From the Samson Production Studios in the heart of Hazleton, Pennsylvania, it's your News 13.
Brought to you by SSP TV and the Standard Speaker.
Some special campers were in drums, learning and exploring at the Keystone Job Corps. From donuts to taking a blood pressure to cutting pipes. It's all ahead right now on News 13. Good evening and thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm Kristen Bazinski. Simple tasks like washing your face or making a sandwich are actions many of us take for granted. They are just part of the daily routine, but for some simple tasks are anything but simple. And that's where Camp Sight comes into play. The camp is for local youth who are visually impaired, and some of those simple tasks are taught. Plus, the youngsters get to explore all kinds of different activities and places. Camp Sight is hosted each summer by Community Services for Sight, and an organization dedicated to assisting adults and children who are visually impaired. Today, News 13 caught up with the 18 campers as they took a trip to the Keystone Job Corps. The campers and Keystone students teamed up to explore 3 different trades: cooking, nursing, and plumbing. Many of the activities were a first for the campers, who all learned a lot while having fun.
How to cook.
You learned how to cook?
Yep.
What did you cook today?
I cooked donuts and sandwiches.
And how were they? Were they good?
They were awesome.
Well, this is my second year at Camp Sight. Obviously, I like it. Some of the things we've learned, last week we did yoga, karate.
We are working with the students here, and those students are teaching us about the great trades that they're learning here. So our kids have had an opportunity to take part in the, in the culinary program, the plumbing, as well as one of the nursing programs. So they were learning how to do blood pressure, they were making sandwiches and donuts, and they were doing something with pipes.
We just wanted to give the students a general introduction to what goes on here at Keystone. But what I found out walking with the students and introducing them to us, how touched many of our students were in regard to the challenges that these students have and how they've overcome those challenges. Because frankly, a lot of our students have challenges they overcome. But I think in retrospect, they see the barriers they have as being simple compared to many of these young people.
Now, after the kids learned about the programs, they were treated to lunch by the culinary students. Camp Sight will wrap up in the coming days when a graduation ceremony is celebrated. On the agenda tomorrow for these little ones, a visit to the Community Services for Sight office in Hazel Township, and then it's time to hit the lanes as the kids hope for a strike at Valley Bowling Lanes. In other news tonight, 70,000 Pennsylvanians will lose cash assistance as the state program comes to an end. In place since the Great Depression, the General Assistance Program has provided money to vulnerable residents, including the disabled, domestic violence victims, and people undergoing addiction treatments. Wednesday is the official last day of that program. Eliminating the $200 a month payments was first proposed by Governor Tom Corbett and was then part of the final budget for the Keystone State. The elimination will save the state about $150 million. About 20 states have laws making it a crime to recruit gang members, and Pennsylvania could make 21. Congressman Lou Barletta and Senator John Udechak have already teamed up to crack down on gangs and gang-related violence. Now it seems other lawmakers want to follow suit and enact stricter gang-related laws. Anti-gang legislation was unveiled at the state capitol Monday, proposing the creation of a new criminal offense of recruiting gang members and toughening penalties for specific crimes involving violence or drugs that benefit the interests of criminal street gangs. Now, 2 of the goals of the law would be to help prosecutors when it comes to gang-related cases and to also keep youngsters from becoming members of gangs in the first place. Senator Udechak is working hard at the Capitol to crack down on gangs and again is in partnership with Congressman Barletta for Operation Gang Up. So far, the two have hosted a number of forums in Northeast Pennsylvania for educators, parents, teens, and law enforcers. Udechak is also pushing for harsher laws against gang members, which would allow for tougher prison sentences. Some news coming out of Butler Township tonight. Police tell News 13 a teen has been charged with harassment after an altercation at the Keystone Job Corps Saturday night. 18-year-old Lionel Williams of Philadelphia allegedly pushed a female student, leaving her injured. Williams was arrested by Butler police. No word on the female's injuries. Also, Butler Township police are investigating a burglary that happened sometime within the past 2 weeks. Police say someone broke into a building in the 400 block of West Butler Drive and ransacked the place. An inventory is now being conducted to determine what, if anything, was taken. If you know anything about this latest burglary in Butler, dial 911. Now to Schuylkill County tonight, where a Pottsville man is behind bars after leaving a woman's lifeless body in a city apartment for almost 2 days. 61-year-old Joseph Pinnell fled to Florida instead of facing trial back on May 31st. Now, Pinnell's case is being placed on the next trial list, and he must pay for the county's effort to get him back to Schuylkill County. Police say Pinnell covered up the corpse of 45-year-old Ruth Ann Golden in June of 2011 and did not tell police right away. On the night Golden died, she had gone to the apartment and assaulted Pinnell. A judge ruled that Pinnell had committed justifiable homicide. Still, he could be prosecuted for leaving the corpse there without letting anyone know. Well, the damage to 7 row homes in one part of Schuylkill County is just too severe to save any of the structures. Demolition is the only choice in Mahanoy City. This is what it looked like early Monday on North Main Street in the borough. Flames engulfed the row homes. After borough council members inspected the damage and destruction firsthand, they took emergency action and hired a contractor to demolish and remove the debris. Still no word on how this inferno got its start, but all of the homes were unoccupied and none had utilities hooked up. According to reports, the homes were left abandoned back in 2006 after the flood. A state police fire marshal and borough fire officials spent most of Monday looking through what was left of the vacant houses, trying to find any kind of clue as to what sparked that massive fire. Coming up on News 13, your last chance to get all the details on the Making a Difference golf tournament that happens this weekend. Plus, a brand new store will open its doors in the Mohegan Sun Casino next month. Find out the exciting brand that hits the shelves next. All right, here you go, folks. If you played the lottery today, here are your winning numbers from the midday drawing. Daily number 767, big 4, 5167, Quinto 73660, and treasure hunt 5, 7, 9, 10, 30. Good luck.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's social news. First tonight, happy 13th birthday to our teenager, Adriana Scarlett Fort. Love from Mom, Dad, and Dimitri. Tonight's Talk of the Town report, the newly reformed Hazleton chapter of Power is holding their bi-monthly social event this Thursday, August 2nd from 6 to 8 p.m. Will be held in the outdoor patio area of Casat's Cafe on Alter Street. Entertainment will be provided by Kira Lee and Brandon Duo. This event is free to attend with a donation for the United Way of Greater Hazleton Start Smart School Project. And one more announcement, the Cunningham Valley Civic Organization will once again host Valley Day and Night, August 3rd and 4th. The event is open to the public and free parking is available behind Valley Day grounds off East Main Street. For more information, please call 570-233-7554. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. John R. Rohall of Hazleton. Massive Christian burial will be celebrated Thursday at 11 a.m. in the Most Precious Blood Church. Friends may call Thursday from 10 to 11 a.m. The McNulty Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Leo Valovich, former Hazleton radio and television personality. Full services will be announced. And Joseph C. Gervais of Shenandoah. The Lukowitz-Orovitz-Fell Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Tonight's obituaries have been brought to you by the Smilax Floral Shop located on 15th Street in Hazleton. Free delivery to all local funeral homes. Call 570-454-0111. And by Mia's. Don't settle for second best when dining out. Discover Mia's new low-price dinner menu. And remember, there's always plenty of free, gated parking behind the Markle Building.
And News 13 receiving some very sad news this afternoon. We are being told that one of the pioneers of cable television, Joe Gans Sr., passed away early this morning. Now, as you know, Mr. Gans was very active in the Greater Hazleton community, the American Cancer Society, the Helping Hands Society, the Lions Club, Elks Lodge, and the list just goes on and on. We are awaiting information on arrangements, and of course we will pass them along to you. And of course our deepest condolences to Mr. Gans' wife Irene, his son Joe, his daughter Janice, and of course everyone in the Gans family, and also to our friends up at WYLN. And this, of course, we're sending our deepest condolences from all of us here at News 13 SSP TV, and of course the Lasant family as well. If it wasn't for Mr. Gans, you probably wouldn't be sitting here watching us right now on Service Electric Cable TV. So again, our deepest condolences to the Gans family. Well, the Making a Difference golf tournament is coming up this Saturday at Sand Springs. This Rain or Shine event is going on all day with a full menu of golf and fun. Our Jasmine Brooks joins us now from the streets of downtown Hazleton with more. Jasmine?
Thanks, Kristen. Well, I'm here on the streets of downtown Hazleton with Janine Mazurkevich, and we're talking about the Making a Difference golf tournament coming up this Saturday, rain or shine. And Janine, you still need golfers.
Yes, we are having an excellent turnout as far as sponsorships and support for the golf tournament. It's the third annual event. The event is rain or shine, but I'm told that the weather is going to be beautiful this coming Saturday. We have golfers, but we are still looking for more golfers. We are golfing at Sand Springs. It's 11:30 registration. We have a lunch that is going to be provided by us, a shotgun start at 1 o'clock, and then a dinner at 6 o'clock. We have entertainment by Dynamic Blue. We have a lot of people participating in this, the American Cancer Society with Lenore Koval and her staff. So today I just wanted to say a quick thank you to our major sponsors, including Lori O'Gurkis, Cindy Hall, Joe Longo, who's our photographer for the day. Again, this is all volunteerism that they're doing for us. Molino's Party Supply, who is providing one of the bounce houses. We have Carrie Guerra from the Standard Speaker. We have Annie Kistler from Samsung Productions. We have people from the community that are volunteering their time, like Chris Radke, who is from the American Cancer Society. We have Jeff Berger. You can have a chance at winning a hole-in-one and winning a brand new car. Wow. We have a ton of sponsors, and to thank them all personally and individually, I've been trying to get to them personally because we do have a lot of raffle items that we have for that night, and I said Lenny from Dynamic Blue and his staff. So there's like a lot of people coming together to make the event as successful as possible. Come out and golf with us. It's only $100 per golfer. Again, it includes lunch, again, provided by Boyers. They're donating all the food and the hot dogs, and also Sand Springs to John Shima. I know I'm leaving someone out, but I'm thanking as many people as possible. Craig Lukács has done a lot of work this year for the foundation as well. We have a ton of events. This is a big event, again, for the American Cancer Society. And also Heather Urich, who passed away, her husband James Urich, is donating the golf balls. So to his family, thank you so much. Just a very generous community.
Okay, and when is the last time they can come out and get signed up? Can they enter that day?
Well, at this point, we are not closed off for the golf tournament. If you would like to golf with us, you can contact me direct at 956-3393. People have been doing that and taking the ad out of the Standard Speaker. Thank you to them for running that, and also Lamar, who's been running it on the digital billboard. There's just so many people to thank. Citizens Publishing, who published a brochure for me for absolutely free. But yes, golfers are needed, and we want you to come out. You could come that day. If you want to call me and give me your name, you could actually register with me that day as well. We have great prizes going on, some tickets, and we're really excited.
It sounds like a lot of fun, and even if you're not a golfer, I mean, it doesn't have to be that competitive. It's just a lot of fun.
No, my 7-year-old son will be golfing in the tournament, and we have a memorial wall if you'd like to give a donation in memory of someone who has passed from cancer or to recognize someone. We have the raffles, and we're going to have a night of entertainment with Dynamic Blue.
Awesome. All right, anything else you want to add? I think you said it all.
No, just a mouthful of thank yous, and again, this is a team effort. I want to give everyone credit for who's taking part in this, all of our volunteers, again, the American Cancer Society, and everyone down at Sand Springs, because they have been phenomenal.
All right, well, thank you so much, Janine. And again, the tournament is coming up this Saturday, August 4th, so make sure you're there. It sounds like a lot of fun, and of course, it's for a good cause. Again, here's that information for you up on your screen. Reporting from downtown Hazleton, I'm Jasmine Brooks for News 13.
All right, Jasmine, Janine, thanks so much. And Janine wanted me to also pass along a big thank you to State Representative Tara Toohill for all her help with the tournament. Moving on tonight, it seems Mother Nature cannot quite make her mind up the last few days. We go from sunshine to rain to thunder and lightning, and then those fluctuating temps. And it's safe to say we could be seeing more of the crazy weather over at least the next 24 hours. But there's a warm up on the way, another heat wave. We'll have more on that later on News 13. But first, tonight's creative condition coming to us from Sedonia, Mississippi, from the Valley Elementary School. Sedonia shows us a partly cloudy day at the park, much like the weather today and for tonight. Here we go. We will see mostly cloudy skies. Rain is a possibility. The temp dips to 63. Tomorrow, looks like cloudy skies for most of the day, and rain is looking like it will definitely fall here in the greater Hazleton area. 79 is what we'll climb to for your Wednesday. Your forecast brought to you by Just Windows and much, much more. 636-1133 First Street in Freeland. Better windows plus better installation equal Just Windows. Visit them on the web at justwindowsandmore.com. And finally, first, it was the long-awaited Hotel and Conference Center. Now Mohegan Sun at Pocono Downs and Wilkes-Barre has announced plans to open a new store, and it's sure to be the apple of many eyes. Apple is coming to the casino through retailer Grove Media. The store is set to open at the casino sometime in August. The store will employ anywhere from 12 to 15 workers. In addition, technicians will be on hand to repair Apple products, which will also be on sale. Grove Media will replace a gift and electronics shop, but Mohegan Sun believes their guests will enjoy the new store. More news and information headed your way next. Make sure you stay with us. Flooded fields have plagued officials in one valley community, and the water woes have been a strikeout for little leaguers. But it won't be long now until the problems are fixed for good. The story coming up right now on News 13.
From the Samsung Production Studios in the heart of Hazleton, Pennsylvania, it's your News 13.
Hi again, everyone. Thanks so much for staying with us tonight. I'm Kristen Bazinski. Now, before we talk about the water woes in Cunningham, an important recall to tell you about tonight from the shelves of Wise Markets. Now, because of some onion issues, the retailer has been forced to pull some products from the shelves. Several pre-packaged deli salads that contain onions have been removed from store shelves. The salads are called Wise To Go Salads and Garden Fresh Salsa as well. The onion toppings were produced by Gill Onions of California. The onions were recalled due to possible contamination. Now, in addition to the salads, Wise Market has also removed the store brand pre-packaged coleslaw, potato, egg, ham, and pasta salads. For more information on the recall, you can visit wisemarkets.com. Adding to the list of recalls tonight, Hyundai Motor Company is now recalling 2 of their models due to problems with airbags. 2007 to 2009 Santa Fe model years, produced in Alabama, Montgomery, make up nearly 200,000 vehicles in the recall. Hyundai is also recalling over 22,000 Sonata sedans from 2012 and 2013. Complaints from both Hyundai models have been reported, but thankfully there have been no injuries reported yet. Owners may contact Hyundai at 1-800-633-5151. The latest recall happening now also. Over 200,000 strollers from the company Peg Perdio recalled after 1 death reported and a number of injuries. The recall includes Venetia and Placo P3 strollers made between January 2004 and September of 2007. These strollers can cause children to become trapped and even strangled between the trays on them if they are unharnessed. Strollers with a bumper bar in front of the child or a tray with 2 cup holders are not included in this recall. Visit the company's website for more on the recall and how you can fix the problem if you do have one of the recalled models. Well, state police, along with authorities in New York, are now looking for a man who allegedly exposed himself to a 12-year-old girl back in June in Lehigh Township. A warrant is out for 18-year-old Aaron Doolittle's arrest. Police believe Doolittle is living in New York, possibly in Otisville. Doolittle's being slapped with a number of charges, including 2 counts of indecent assault, after allegedly exposing himself to a young girl and then forcing her to touch him. Well, the husband of a woman who drowned in Eagle Rock development leak last year is taking legal action in connection with his wife's death. Gina DeVitis drowned last July while boating with a number of people on an Eagle Rock lake. Her husband Joshua is now suing Eagle Rock and the man who was operating the boat, Keith Jasher of Hazel Township. Double Diamond Inc. is the operator of Eagle Rock Resort. Now, according to local newspaper reports, the suit seeks more than $250,000 in damages and says plaintiffs' damages, including but not limited to punitive damages, are presently estimated to be in excess of $5 million. According to the suit, on July 23rd of 2011, the DeVitises were with friends on the shore of Lake Susquehanna for a picnic and were invited to ride on Dasher's pontoon boat. The suit says Dasher was in violation of several state laws when he allowed the boat to become overloaded with passengers, and there was not an adequate number of personal flotation devices aboard. DeVitis also says there was alcoholic beverages on the boat and that Dasher was drinking and operating the boat. DeVitis also says his wife wanted to get back to shore and started to swim, but DeVitis says Drasher was asked to help find Gina, but he refused the help. And according to the suit, Eagle Rock Resort's security personnel were unable to assist because they did not have keys to unlock boats or a shed containing flotation devices. Gina DeVitis was eventually pulled from the water by emergency workers and was pronounced dead at the scene. The suit says Eagle Rock Resort acted negligently in a number of ways, including by failing to supervise and train employees in allowing Dasher to operate his boat and use a dock in the lake. All right, stay with us tonight on News 13. The controversy continues in Banks Township. Hear about the latest feud. And the Pennsylvania lottery officials are seeing more dollar signs than ever. We have more on that exciting news next. Well, now that baseball season is over, 2 ball fields in the Valley will undergo some drainage work. Much needed drainage work, we're told. The Babe Ruth Field, along with the Little League Field at Whispering Willows Park in Cunningham, will undergo some renovations. At a special session borough meeting Tuesday afternoon, council gave the go-ahead to Cunningham Borough Authority to drill a drainage line to drain groundwater near the Babe Ruth Field. Now, this action was actually mandated by the Department of Environmental Protection. When the groundwater accumulates, it covers the wellhead, so draining it is the only answer. The drainage line will go through the Little League Field and empty out into the back of center field. Council President Ray Montoni explains.
Groundwater comes up in the wellhead, and there's like a cement casing in there, a cement like wall area, and the water builds up and it covers over the wellhead. And that's not a good thing to have happen. That's, probably a sanitary problem. So what they want is that water to have a way of being, taken from that well. And the best way to do that is to run it down the Babe Ruth Field towards the center field where they have enough pitch to run that water.
Now, council also approved an update to the drainage at nearby Little League Field. A number of games were postponed this season because water was just lying on the field. Work should be underway within a week or so here in Cunningham. Officials hope the projects are a home run for everyone. Before you take a trip, how do you prepare? Do you take steps to maximize your health and minimize your risk of injury or illness? Well, if you don't, these steps you may want to try before you travel. News 13 stopping by the Valley Country Club in Sugarloaf Tuesday afternoon for a luncheon hosted by the Greater Hazelton Chamber of Commerce Women's Networking Committee. Today's guest speaker, Dr. Michelle Kowalski, who is certified in travel health. She presented the who, what, where, and why of healthy travel.
Travel medicine is a fairly new field, and a lot of people don't think about it, but unfortunately it can ruin a trip or give you a problem when you get back. The world is becoming smaller, so a lot of diseases that we didn't have to worry about before, you do now. And certainly we want to keep traveling, we want to keep experiencing what's out there, but we want to do so safely. So we do want to get the word out that, especially if you're going internationally, you need to look at your health before you go, and even if you're just staying here, it's a good idea.
Well, I think everybody should be cognizant when they're traveling about their health condition, especially if they're and medications that they need to take and can take, especially if you're traveling abroad or down in the islands. It gets very scary sometimes if they don't have what you need, and being prepared is always good.
Now, Dr. Kowalski also taught the women at today's luncheon how to obtain a passport, give family emergency information, and even make a travel emergency kit. The Health and Wellness Center is the only facility in the greater Hazleton area that offers comprehensive travel health services. For more information, call 501-6805. The Pennsylvania Lottery has been around for 41 years, but it wasn't until this past year that they've reached the top of their game. The year 2011-2012 was the most successful year in Pennsylvania lottery history. Total sales added up to a whopping $3.5 almost billion, thanks to more instant tickets being sold, the expansion of lottery retailers, and growth in the multi-state games, Powerball and Mega Millions. As you may already know, the funds from the Pennsylvania Lottery support programs that benefit older Pennsylvanians. 70,000 Pennsylvanians will lose cash assistance as the state program comes to an end. In place since the Great Depression, the General Assistance Program has provided money to vulnerable residents, including the disabled, domestic violence victims, and people undergoing addiction treatment. Wednesday is the official last day of the program. Eliminating the $200 a month payments was first proposed by Governor Tom Corbett and was then part of the final budget for the Keystone State. The elimination will save the state approximately $150 million. And now to a story coming to us from our media partner, the Standard Speaker. And it deals with the feud-filled Banks Township, where 2 of the 3 supervisors are now demanding some information from the Tresco Volunteer Fire Company. It's a long-running dispute between Supervisors Walter Babowski and Teresa Schott and fire company members. It all deals with an ongoing investigation into missing money from the fire company's social club. In a letter to the editor of the Standard Speaker, Babowski and Schott listed demands, including the names and personal information of all members and all the financial records. The 2 supers also want to know how the fire company benefits the township. The letter also states that until the demands are met, Babowski and Schott will not give any support or money on behalf of the township to the fire company. To read the list of demands and much more on this and what 2 fire company officials have to say regarding the letter, read Tom Reagan's article in today's edition of the Hazleton Standard Speaker. Stay with us tonight on News 13. Freddie B's in with sports, plus a look at the next 4 days ahead weather-wise. Will it be sunshine and blue skies or gray clouds and rain? Also ahead tonight, get ready to start your engines. Fast cars and jacked up trucks coming to downtown Hazleton this Friday. We'll have more on the car cruise in just a few.
SSP TV Sports on News 13 with Fred Barletta Jr.
Well, it's a foregone conclusion that the Philadelphia Phillies will not be in the mix for the National League pennant chase, wild card chase, or anything else. So the Fightin' Phils did the next best thing. They tried to heavily influence what's going to happen out in the National League West. If you haven't heard by now, the Phillies started their dumping, and gone are 2/3 of the outfield. Can you say Dominic Brown back in town? That's going to be the case because Shane Victorino, a mainstay, center fielder for the championship run. He is now a member of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Now keep in mind, he's a free agent to be, so the Dodgers may be just renting him. But meanwhile, the guy who the Phils picked up for added insurance down the stretch last year at this time, Hunter Pence, he's going out west too, to the San Francisco Giants. So there you have it. With the Giants and Dodgers battling it out, Victorino and Pence go to San Francisco and LA. So it's starting to happen to the Phils, dismantling of the team. Now there's still a couple of minutes left of the trading deadline. Anything comes down the pike before we're out of here, we'll let you know. Today is the deadline. Meanwhile, let's take a look. The Oakland Athletics, are they the hottest team in baseball? Absolutely. It took them 15 innings, but they handed Joe Madden and company a tough loss, 4-3. They'll do it again tonight, but the A's are just unbelievable. They have gone from out in the wilderness to leading the wild card race. Meanwhile, the New York Yankees' losing streak is now 3 in a row. Baltimore beat them last night 5-4. Typical Yankee loss. They hit 3 home runs, all of them solo shots. The Yankees are really a station-to-station team. Not really a lot of fun watching them, to be honest about it, but hey, they have the best record in the league. Meanwhile, the Red Sox, coming off their 2 out of 3 from the Yanks, they take apart the Detroit Tigers. They'll be playing tonight as well. There's the American League East standings. You can see the Yankees still comfortably in front. The Orioles, though, in Tampa, they're certainly hanging. Don't count out the Red Sox yet. And what kind of division is it this year? Here we are, ready to go into the month of August. And all of the teams are playing 500 or better. That is some tough division. Meanwhile, the Phils will be down in the nation's capital tonight. Cliff Lee is getting the start, but if something happens, he may be shipped out. We'll find out. Meanwhile, talked about the San Francisco Giants. Will Hunter Pence be in a lineup tonight? We'll see. They'll be playing the Mets out on the left coast. Meanwhile, Russ Kanzler and his Columbus team got upended by Rochester. They're losing today. They're playing an afternoon game, but it's not final yet. But Columbus on the short end of things as we came out here to do the sports. Meanwhile, the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Yankees, they hang on to first place by edging Pawtucket. What do we mean by that? Look at the standings. The baby Yankees have a half-game lead over Pawtucket. It's in the loss column. Lehigh Valley right there, and the rest of the division. So it's up for grabs with a month to go in the International League. Stay tuned. Hey, how hungry are you tonight? The most popular wing night in town is up at Bottlenecks. That's right, they've got the area's best wings, and every Tuesday they're just $9.95 for all you can eat. All the delicious flavors. You can have as many as you like. You can't go wrong, and they are delicious. Up at Bottlenecks every Tuesday. They sponsor us not only on Tuesdays, but it's a great place.
Well, simple tasks like washing your face or making a sandwich are actions many of us take for granted. They are just part of the daily routine. But for some youngsters, simple tasks are anything but simple. And that's where Camp Sight comes into play. The camp is for local youth who are visually impaired, and some of those simple tasks are taught. Plus, the youngsters get to explore all kinds of different activities and places. Camp Sight's hosted each summer by Community Services for Sight, an organization dedicated to assisting adults and children who are visually impaired. Today, News 13 caught up with the 18 campers as they took a trip to the Keystone Job Corps. The campers and Keystone students teamed up to explore 3 different trades: cooking, nursing, and plumbing. Many of the activities were a first for the campers, who all learned a lot while having fun.
We learned about how to cook.
You learned how to cook?
Yep.
What did you cook today?
I cooked donuts and sandwiches.
And how were they? Were they good?
They were awesome.
Well, this is my second year at Camp Sight. Obviously, I like it. Some of the things we've learned, last week we did yoga, karate.
We are working with the students here, and those students are teaching us about the great trades that they're learning here. So our kids have had an opportunity to take part in the, in the culinary program, the plumbing, as well as one of the nursing programs. So they were learning how to do blood pressure, they were making sandwiches and donuts, and they were doing something with pipes.
We just wanted to give the students a general introduction to what goes on here at Keystone. But what I found out walking with the students and introducing them to us, how touched many of our students were in regard to the challenges that these students have and how they've overcome those challenges. Because frankly, a lot of our students have challenges they overcome. But I think in retrospect, they see the barriers they have as being simple compared to many of these young people.
After the kids learned about the programs, they were treated to lunch by the culinary students. Camp Sight will wrap up in the coming days when a graduation ceremony is celebrated. On the agenda tomorrow for these little ones, a visit to the Community Services for Sight office in Hazel Township, and then it's time to hit the lanes as the kids hope to bowl a strike at Valley Bowling Lanes. It seems Mother Nature cannot quite make her mind up. The last few days we go from sunshine to rain to thunder and lightning and those fluctuating temps. And it's safe to say we could be seeing a lot more of that crazy weather over the next 4 days. Tonight's creative condition coming to us from Sedonia, Mississippi from the Valley Elementary School. And here is your 4-day outlook. We start off with tonight first, 63 degrees. We do see a 30% chance of rain coming our way and clouds will prevail. 4 days ahead, thunderstorm is possible for your Wednesday. 79 will be our high. Thursday, Friday, we're up back into the 80s. And we are in the 80s for your Saturday as well, with a chance of a thunderstorm. Lazy Dog Salon, North Broad Street, West Hazelton, 459-0310. That's the number to call to make an appointment for your furry friend. And don't forget to stop by Valley High Drive-In, Route 93 in West Hazelton for some yummy ice cream and delicious food. And make sure you keep your fingers crossed for sunshine and blue skies later this week. That's because it won't be long now until hot rods, muscle cars, and classics will line up along Broad Street and show off those shiny rims and flashy paint jobs. The 11th annual Downtown Hazelton Classic Car Cruise is sponsored by Tonnisson's Auto Parts, and it kicks off Friday, August 3rd in downtown Hazelton, 6 to 9 p.m. The first 200 vehicles will get their hands on dash plaques and goodie bags. Cars should enter at Church and Chestnut Streets next to the former Blue Comet Diner. And for those folks too excited to wait until 6, you can check out the special pre-event starting at noon. Enjoy live entertainment and DJ music, plus enter to win great prizes. It's all headed your way this Friday, August 3rd, downtown Hazelton. Call the Chamber for more info at 455-1509. Your rain date is August 10th. That'll do it for us. Thank you so much for making us a part of your day. You can catch this newscast again with a broadcast throughout tonight, or simply go to News 13's website, ssptv.com. On behalf of all of us here at News 13, have yourselves a great night. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night.